but you're no good for me. That's why me know say me a pick a flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize thy wings. Shorty, I clean where I ease. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I feel get out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Shorty, I a clean pair of heels. I say, yeah, yeah. Been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the core. Sayonara, the hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Say no goodbye, girl, let me take me ourselves. Take me ourselves. No goodbye, girl, let me take me
This is your very own sports, music, and lifestyle podcast with Flavius and Franco. Welcome.
Oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so boy. I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say when he loves me this way. The only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so boy. Oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so boy. You got boy in it, so wonderful. You got boy in it, so wonderful. Boy, so wonderful. hate. But when he loves me this way, only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama. Keep on loving me so bad. And you hit me with it ton, diddy on a breeze. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Now sing it, ay, 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 ay. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. Really love you, baby. Really love you, want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Flavius will be joining us in a few minutes. So in the meantime, run go get your favorite tea. This morning we have a very special guest, and you know it's cook and curry. So our special guest this morning is none other than Mr. Errol Sinclair. Yes, he will be joining us, and we're going through our cooking segment.
I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, it's just like a magnifying glass. Hey, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home, to be with me forever, yeah. Hi, this is Pam Hall, and I'm inviting you to hang out with Flavius and Franco on the Real Stuff podcast. They're such great company. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever.
We're going to be linking up with Flavius in a few minutes, so just keep it locked. Playing this one more time, popular request.
Really want you, baby. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. Really love you, baby. Really love you, want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. 'Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home with me forever. Oh, really want you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, it's just like a magnifying glass. Hey, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home, to be with me forever, yeah.
Yes. We finally got Flavius. Morning, Flavius.
Morning, Franco. Morning, listeners. Sorry for the latest start this morning with me, but we are here and rearing to go. So, how are you this morning, Franco?
I'm good so far.
Wonderful.
Still standing up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to. Can't sitting down at all.
Kind of feel a bit sleepy.
Randy. Yeah. You have to get more sleep in the night, like me. I need some more sleep. Need some more sleep, my friend. Yep.
So what you have?
Okay, this morning. Oh, my cup of some tea this morning. We are move over to tea. Regular green tea.
I'll get mine during the did you know?
Yeah. Well, I haven't started drinking mine yet, but I will see what happens there.
All right, can take it away.
Yeah, we spoke about the women in politics in the Caribbean, and we are at the top level. We gave you a good preview of who these ladies are and the position that they hold now or hold in some time in the past, or held in some time in the past. today we're going to take a deeper look at each of them. Not too deep, but tell you a little bit more about each of them. So this morning, I think we're going to do about 3 of them. So, Franco, if you could ask your assistant to do the honors and let us hear a little about these ladies.
Will do, sir. Take it away, Arthur.
Lucille Andrea George Wout, Governor of Curaçao. Lucille Andrea George Wout, born the 26th of February 1950, is a Curaçaoan politician who has been governor of Curaçao since the 4th of November 2013. She is the first female governor of the island. She earlier served in the Island Council of Curaçao as a deputy, was Speaker of the Estates of the Netherlands Antilles, and was Minister for the Netherlands Antilles. Career. George Wout was a Member of Parliament for the Partido Man in the Island Council of Curaçao in the early 1990s. As a politician for the Party for the Restructured Antilles, PAR, she was Speaker of the Estates of the Netherlands Antilles from 1994 to 1998. She also served as Minister for Work and Social Affairs of the Netherlands Antilles for the same party between 1999 and 2001. In August 2013, the succession of former Governor of Curaçao Frits Goïgedrag was discussed by the ruling coalition of Curaçao. 2 requirements for the successor were that she should be female and that she should be able to complete 2 terms of 6 years. Of the list of 10 possible candidates, George Wout was seen as the main candidate. At the end of the month, the list was down to 3 candidates, including George Wout. On the 1st of November 2013, Ronald Plasterk, Minister of the Interior and Kingdom Relations of the Netherlands, nominated George Wout in the Council of Ministers of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, with her appointment commencing on the 4th of November 2013. She was sworn in by King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands on the same day, becoming the 2nd Governor of Curaçao. George Wout will have to formally accept the office in a solemn session of the Estates of Curaçao. By acceding to the function of Governor of Curaçao, George Wout replaces Frits Goïgedrag, who left the office in November 2012 because of health problems. His functions had been temporarily performed by acting Governor Adel van der Pluijm-Frede. Personal life. Lucille George Wout is married to Herman George, former Director of Housebuilding Association FKP. He furthermore is chair of a fund for social development and economic activity. Dame Mary Eugenia Charles, D.B., the 15th of May 1919, the 6th of September 2005, was a Dominican politician who was Prime Minister of Dominica from the 21st of July 1980 until the 14th of June 1995. The first woman lawyer in Dominica, she was Dominica's first, and to date only, female Prime Minister. She was the 2nd female Prime Minister in the Caribbean after Lucina da Costa of the Netherlands Antilles. She was the first woman in the Americas to be elected in her own right as head of government. She served for the longest period of any Dominican Prime Minister, and was the world's 3rd longest-serving female Prime Minister, behind Indira Gandhi of India, and Sirimavo Bandaranaike of Sri Lanka. She established a record for the longest continuous service of any woman Prime Minister. Personal life. Daughter of Josephine, née Delaunay, and John B. Charles. Eugenia Charles was born in the fishing village of Point Michel in St. Luke Parish, Dominica. Her family was considered part of the colored bourgeoisie, descendants of free people of color. Her father was a mason who became a wealthy landowner and had business interests in export-import. She attended the Catholic convent school in Dominica, then the island's only girls' secondary school. Afterwards, Charles became interested in law while working at the colonial magistrates' court. She worked for many years as assistant to Alistair Forbes. Charles attended the University of Toronto in Canada, LL.B., 1947, then moved to the United Kingdom to attend the London School of Economics. She was a member of the sorority Sigma Gamma Rho. She passed the bar and returned to Dominica, where she became the island's first female lawyer. She established a practice specializing in property law. Charles never married nor had children. In 1991 she was made a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire. Her political career. Charles meets with American President Ronald Reagan in the White House's Oval Office about ongoing events in Grenada. Charles began campaigning in politics during the 1960s against restrictions on press freedom. She helped to found the Dominica Freedom Party, DFP, and was its leader from the early 1970s until 1995. She was elected to the House of Assembly in 1970, and became opposition leader in 1975. She continued serving after Dominica gained full independence from British rule in 1978. Charles became Prime Minister when the DFP swept the 1980 elections, the party's first electoral victory. She took over from Oliver Serafin, who had taken over only the year before, when mass protests had forced the country's first Prime Minister, Patrick John, to step down from office. She additionally served as Dominica's Foreign Minister from 1980 to 1990, Minister of Finance from 1980 to 1995, and as Chairperson of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. In 1981 she faced 2 attempted coups d'état. That year Frederick Newton, commander of the military of Dominica, organized an attack on the police headquarters in Roseau, resulting in the death of a police officer. Newton and 5 other soldiers were found guilty in the attack and sentenced to death in 1983. The sentences of the 5 accomplices were later commuted to life in prison, but Newton was executed in 1986. In 1981, a group of Canadian and American mercenaries, mostly affiliated with white supremacist and Ku Klux Klan groups, planned a coup to restore former Prime Minister Patrick John to power. The attempt, which the conspirators codenamed Operation Red Dog, was thwarted by American federal agents in New Orleans, Louisiana. It was soon facetiously dubbed the Bayou of Pigs, referring to the failed Bay of Pigs invasion years before in Cuba. Charles became more widely known to the outside world for her role in the lead-up to the United States invasion of Grenada. In the wake of the arrest and execution of Grenadian Prime Minister Maurice Bishop, Charles, then serving as chair of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, appealed to the United States, Jamaica, and Barbados for intervention. She appeared on television with U.S. President Ronald Reagan, supporting the invasion. Journalist Bob Woodward reported that the U.S. paid millions of US dollars to the Dominica government, some of which was regarded by the CIA as a payoff for Mrs. Charles's support for the U.S. intervention in Grenada. Charles and her party were considered conservative by Caribbean standards. However, American observers considered many of her policies to be centrist or even leftist. For instance, she supported some social welfare programs. Other issues that were important to her were anti-corruption laws and individual freedom. For her uncompromising stance on this and other issues, she became known as the Iron Lady of the Caribbean, after the original Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Later years and death. With popularity declining during her 3rd term, Charles announced her retirement in 1995. The DFP subsequently lost the 1995 elections. After retiring, Charles undertook speaking engagements in the United States and abroad. She became involved in former U.S. President Jimmy Carter's Carter Center, which promotes human rights and observes elections to encourage fairness. On the 30th of August, 2005, Charles entered a hospital in Fort-de-France, Martinique, for hip replacement surgery. She died from a pulmonary embolism on the 6th of September at 86 years of age. Her Excellency Dame Sandra Prunella Mason, GCMG, DA, QC Governor-General of Barbados. Sandra Mason is a Barbadian and is a former jurist, and the current Governor-General of Barbados. Early life and education. Sandra Prunella Mason was born on the 17th of January 1949 in East Point, St. Philip, Barbados. On leaving St. Catherine's Primary School at age 9, she attended Queen's College, where she successfully obtained 7 GCE-level qualifications and A-level qualifications in French and English. She began her tertiary level education at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill, Barbados, where she obtained the Bachelor of Laws, LLB, degree in 1973. She then obtained the Certificate of Legal Education from the Hugh Wooding Law School in 1975 and became the first Barbadian female to be admitted to the Barbados Bar in 1975. In 1998 she completed a course in Judicial Administration REPA, London, and a course in Alternative Dispute Resolution at the University of Windsor, Canada, and Stitfield Hendy Houston ADR Limited in 2000. In 2001 she did a fellowship at the Commonwealth Judicial Education Institute, Canada, and advanced courses in alternative dispute resolution presented by the University of the West Indies and University of Windsor, Canada. Career. Dame Sandra began her career as a teacher at the Princess Margaret Secondary School, 1968 to 1969. In 1969 to 1970 she became a clerk at Barclays Bank TCO, Barbados, and was promoted to Trust Administrator for the period 1975 to 1976. She was then transferred to assume this same position at Barclays Jamaica Limited in 1976. She became a member of Barclays Finance Corporation of Barbados that same year and held this post up to 1977. In 1978, Dame Sandara began working as the magistrate of the Juvenile and Family Court and simultaneously tutoring in family law at UWI. She stopped tutoring in 1983, and continued as magistrate until 1992. She served on the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child from its 1991 the inception until 1999, holding the vice chair from 1993 to 1995 and chair from 1997 to 1999. Between 1991 and 1992 she served as chair and was one of the 2 women appointed to the 13-member CARICOM Commission charged with evaluating regional integration. Mason left the family court in 1992 to serve as an ambassador to Venezuela and was the first woman magistrate from Barbados to serve in that position. Upon her return to Barbados in 1994 she was appointed as Chief Magistrate for Barbados and then in 1997 became the Registrar of the Supreme Court. She continued to serve as Registrar of the Supreme Court until 2005 when she was appointed to the Inner Bar of Barbados as Queen's Counsel to the Inner Bar of Barbados. In 2008, she was sworn in as an appeals judge, becoming the first woman to serve on the Barbados Court of Appeals. On the 1st of January 2014, she was first Barbadian to be appointed as a member of the Commonwealth Secretariat Arbitral Tribunal, CSAT, based in London, England. Dame Sandra has held membership in various organisations and associations and has chaired or was a member of a number of other boards and committees over the years. She was the chairman of the West Indian Commission set up to look at the issue of regional integration, 1991 to 1992. She has served as chairman, vice-chairman and pioneer of the United Nations Committee on the Rights of the Child, 1991 to 1999, Geneva, Switzerland, deputy chairman Bridgetown District Council, Barbados Boys Scouts Association, member of the Board of Parent Education for Development of Barbados, Parados. On the 27th of December 2017, it was announced that Her Majesty the Queen, on the recommendation of Her Majesty's ministers in Barbados, had been graciously pleased to approve the appointment of the Honourable Sandra Prunella Mason, Justice of Appeal, as the 8th Governor-General of Barbados, with effect from the 8th of January 2018. Personal life. While her major focus is her career, Dame Sandra takes an interest in reading, playing Scrabble, watching cricket and travelling. However, her greatest achievement is being the mother of son Matthew, who is also an attorney at law. Honours and awards. With Mason's appointment as Governor-General, Her Majesty the Queen agreed to confer on her the honour and dignity of Dame Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, GCMG, on assumption of the office of Governor-General. Under the order of the Dame of St. Andrew, she also became the Chancellor and Principal Dame of St. Andrew, GA.
There you have it. Did you know?
Yeah, folks, and we must admit that those are our three very, very well achieved and powerful women of the Caribbean. Tomorrow we'll look at a few more, and we go on until the list ends. Thank you very much. Keep listening and see what we can learn about our women in the Caribbean. Take it away, Franco.
Yes, right about now we're getting ready to bring in our guest, none other than Mr. Errol Sinclair, CEO of Tapioca Village Retreat, and he will be doing our cook and curry this morning once again. Morning, Mr. Sinclair.
Yes, and good morning. Good morning, Franco.
How
good
you
morning.
doing?
We're doing fine.
Good to hear, good to hear, good to hear. So what do you have for us today now?
Okay, coming from the origins of our favorite, cuisine nowadays, coming today with a very unique but very popular Johnny cake.
Johnny cake.
And you're not invited to Jamaican breakfast without this one present.
True.
It wouldn't be Jamaican breakfast, no. And they would ask you, what's happened to the fried dumpling? In Jamaica, we call it fried dumpling. But it started out as Johnny cake, and we don't know where John came from in it, but we in Jamaica have switched it around to be fried dumpling.
That's what I was going to ask, how John came into it.
Right, we don't know.
Okay.
But it's, well, there are some probabilities. The journey cake, you would do those to substitute for bread. As a matter of fact, this is homemade bread that you would take along your journey, and it can be had with just about anything. And one popular accompaniment years ago was the saltfish. So you did a roasted saltfish.
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica, we call it cook-up saltfish. Really, where you had the onions and the pepper and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But a good accompaniment with a drink, and you're good to go.
True.
So, convenient food. Nowadays, it ends up to be street food. But it is popular. Very, very popular. And when you go to the top hotels, when it's breakfast time and there's the Jamaican section, if no fried dumpling is there, something is wrong. And again, economic, it's reasonable, cheap, you can almost say, to have it as your accompaniment. So Here we go today. Johnny cake. But in Jamaica, it's also known as fried dumpling. Right?
Yes,
So,
take it away.
but there are some characteristics about it that it needs to be crisp on the outside but soft on the inside. It should not be the consistency of a cricket ball. That would not be Johnny cake. So, um, so I would say that's the origin. It was first known as Journey cake, and then we came to Johnny cake, and so we don't know where John came from in it, but it is. Um, I can speak authoritative on the Jamaican side, but it should be across the Caribbean. I noticed there is a, a product in Trinidad and I think Suriname and Barbados named Fry Bake, which and the Trinidadians listening can agree it's a favorite, but it is made flat and it can be stuffed like a sandwich with
Okay.
whatever. Right. So let's take it back to Jamaica. This special type of comfort food can go with just about anything you're eating. Fried dumpling is a dough mixture, flour, salt, baking powder, butter, and water. There are variations. The butter can be substituted with the same amount of oil, and the water can be substituted also with milk. Depends on what is available and the flavor you want. The dough is divided into small pieces after and fried in vegetable oil. So that's it in basic. But let's go on now to um firstly, and we Franco get out your bowl now,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay, so you're going to add a cup of all-purpose flour, uh, uh, 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, quarter teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoon of granulated sugar, and this is going to be set out, not in the bowl yet. 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. Now, if you have to use salted butter, you would omit the salt. Okay, you don't want 2 levels of salt. And half a cup of water. You would sift the flour, and again, for technicality, you sift the flour to add air. You're aerating the stuff by adding air into it. And you sift the flour into the bowl, you add all the dry ingredients, and again, you work the dry ingredients with your fingers to get them evenly distributed. Then you add the butter in small pieces. You cut them up in small bits, although it is a small amount. And you work it in again with your hand to create uh, even texture. Then the next phase is to create a well. You're going to shift the mixture around in the bowl to leave a space in the middle, a well. And then you start adding the water slowly while you. It's important not to over knead. As soon as all of the ingredients come together, you stop kneading, you dress it up, make sure the bowl becomes clean, of all of the dusting flour, and you then form it into a ball, cover the bowl with plastic wrap, cling wrap,
Okay.
and you have it rest for half an hour. The reason for this is that during the resting stage, the baking powder starts working.
Mm-hmm.
First, start eating up the salt and the sugar,
Okay.
multiply in and start to make the dough rise,
Mm-hmm.
gets bigger, and it feels softer, tender to the touch. You know, you touch and it springs back. Then
Okay.
you're way.
Okay.
Uh, by this time now, you're gonna turn to your skillet where you had your oil, and you get that temperature up to about 300 to 350. It's important not to fry too hot or too cold. If it is too cold, it's gonna absorb oil, so your dumpling gonna be greasy. If it is too hot, then you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna crisp on the outside, but crisp almost to the inside. You don't want. Now you fry, keep turning, and you will watch for color changes, and you remove to paper towel to absorb the excess oil.
Mm.
You are now ready, literally, to sample your dumpling.
Okay.
And again, it fits with, well, in Jamaica, and this is something new.
Mm-hmm.
This was not happening when I was growing up, but curry chicken and brown stew chicken is now breakfast in Jamaica.
Wow. Every
And it goes
breakfast that too. Mm.
very heavy breakfast. And it has merit, because your breakfast should be your biggest meal.
Okay.
They say you should eat like a king at breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
like a prince at lunch, and like a papa for dinner. So
we do it
Jamaica,
we do it the opposite.
yes, and then they make you put on the weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a that's a health tip.
Okay.
So the French dumpling is a staple. As a matter of fact, you find that at street food, as far as cocktail parties, because you can have cheese in the middle of that dumpling as you make them. Make sure it is sealed in. That when you fry and the cheese melts, it doesn't leak out. And they are known as cheesy dumpling,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a
Wow,
favorite.
that
Yeah,
must be nice.
yeah,
Franco,
yeah, man.
I have to try that.
Yeah, that's a favorite. Yes, yes. And
Mm.
you can even have it stuffed with callaloo or spinach in the same process, and that would be now known as dumpling Florentine.
Dumpling
Wow.
Anything with spinach,
Florentine. I like that.
Yes.
yes, yes.
Make a
Anything with
note,
spinach is
Franco.
yes,
Yeah, I'm making
Mm.
a note.
Yeah.
yes. Anything with spinach is Florentine. And as I said, it is versatile. It goes with curry goat. It goes with liver, braised liver. All of those stuff goes well with fried dumpling coming from Johnny Cake. Where did it get John from? I don't know, but we welcome John every time.
But Franco,
And
Yeah.
what you're putting up on the screen here
Mm.
driving me
go ahead.
crazy.
Well, the man talking about the Johnny Cake. And
Yeah, man. I mean, I love it, you know, and what you find, another thing we find again, Mr. Sinclair, is that people are shifting around the norms now because people would now be having fried dumpling and ackee for dinner.
Yes.
It's not around the whole normal thing what we used to have.
Yes.
So some of us have really started the new norm before new norm.
yes. But it all coming from, well, I'm gonna in fact go back to the days of what cold supper shop.
Yes.
And this take you way back. Probably Franco don't go that far back. Right?
Run it back.
Right.
Cold supper shop, yeah man. We go far back to that. The same Johnny cake.
Right.
We used to have the Johnny cake. And we call it brown stew chicken in the afternoon for lunch at primary school. This lady named Miss Mavis used to come and sell it. And we used to have the grease paper where she put it in. You understand? And you get your 4 dumplings with a little bit of stew chicken at the side. And you dip that. I want to tell you, a matter of fact, I was telling somebody that in 2014 I was in Jamaica on Marcus Garvey Drive at this Shell gas station where they build that white elephant bus terminus. And I was my cousin was outside pumping gas and I was inside waiting on to get some food, and this gentleman came in and said to the lady, "Gloria, let me get 3 dumplings and some gravy."
Yeah, man.
I wanted to bust out a laugh, but I couldn't laugh out because everybody inside would have looked at me like, "This brother, you're crazy." So I came outside and I started to laugh. And my cousin said to me, "What happened, Bimbo?" I said, "Boy, I just see one of the weirdest thing. A man come in and I ask for 3 dumplings and some gravy." The man said,
very regular.
The man said, man, I didn't know. No, man, I'm lunch." I couldn't believe it. I was cracking up.
No, but Franco and Faber, that is how economics work. Him can't afford nothing more than that, but at least that keep him full until he get home.
Yeah, but
Franco,
it kind of maybe
Franco, he probably would have wanted 4 dumplings, but he just can't afford the 4.
Because the money, the extra, whatever, $100 go buy the gravy. I couldn't believe it. I laughed because
I buy a drink.
It kind of take me back to when we were in primary school, and we got to Miss Mavis and we don't have enough money to buy the extra chicken. Yeah, she would just put some gravy, on it.
But the point we're leaving out, is that if you don't have nothing to go with it, it don't matter because the dumpling alone tastes so sweet
and it's soft inside.
And soft inside. That's it. It's soft on the inside and crisp on the outside.
Yeah, man.
And then but the taste, man, the taste. I don't know how people get more or less plain flour to taste so good. I mean, you had it in the sugar, you had it in the butter, but still,
it's the chemistry. It's what you had. It's the chemistry. It's what you had to it.
Yeah, I know. The special mixes and how you do it too, because how you explained it today, I didn't understand all the processes. The airing it out and things like that.
Make sure air get in.
Yeah. It's very recently, a friend of mine, a lady, told me that I had to make it sit for a while.
Yeah, you allow it to sit. That the baking powder, the leavening agent, start working.
Make it work. Yeah, make it work before the take it.
Yeah. Well, it starts working. It starts. As they say, especially for yeast, it starts eating up the sugar and expanding. So the same thing, the baking powder.
And one thing I learned this morning that I was always doing wrong.
Yeah.
I was doing the reverse, Franco. I was putting in the water, and then you put in the salt, and then you put in the
No,
flour.
no,
Upside,
no.
that
You
is
would
upside down. So
upside down. Yeah.
it never come out good because the ingredients don't get the mix and don't get the time to come together.
Yeah, you have to put them in and then mix up everything as one.
And the water is the last thing you put in.
Last guy going.
Yeah,
And
because
not even that you had it slowly and you keep mixing and feeling. Because what happens?
Yes.
Flour have a way of accepting less water sometimes. So although your recipe gave a certain amount of water, you still had and you feel the dough. Over time, you get to know what the dough needs to feel like. Because dough is really alive, So you need to feel it. Yeah.
And then the crowning part now is when you say that when you finish all the kneading and whatever,
The frying.
the bowl should be clean. The bowl should be clean.
Yeah. If the bowl is not right, if the bowl is not fit, then that dough is still not together.
Ready.
You need to pick up
Not
all.
ready. Yes.
The bowl needs to be clean, and then you cover it for about 20 minutes to half an hour and allow it to double in size. In some cases, it is twice the size. Sometimes not so much. And then now the part of it is you cut off. The first thing now you cut it in two, and you cut it in quarters, and then you cut off each portion to make a dumpling. Just cut it off, and then you fit it, fold it in. There is persons have a way of flouring the surface again and go rolling it. That there's caution there because you know adding raw flour which is not mixed in, and you can end up with a very crusty crust.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and when it move from
dumpling
dough, when it move from dough to oil, about how long it should actually stay in the oil turning?
Well, no. What is important is the temperature of the oil, and as you start turning, the caramel start go, and you watch for color changes to take it up.
Okay.
Color start changing, and you.
That thing about fried dumpling.
It start get golden.
Yeah, that's another thing about the fried dumpling. It affects some senses in your body, the way it look.
Yeah, man.
Eat me.
Yeah. But also another key factor is that it rises to the top. It starts floating. It gets lighter.
Okay.
So during the cooking process, the water goes away and leaves just the dough, the dry ingredients, and then it floats.
Okay. So if that don't happen, then you end up with a bad tasting thing. Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
When you cook, you must have joy and happiness.
Oh yeah.
You understand me?
Yes, you must. Yes.
You have to be joyful when you're cooking, because if you don't, food are gonna come out, sad, and you not gonna have the impetus for eat the food. So you understand me? So you have to be happy when you cook.
But the joy in all of this now go from the bare essentials. All you have is a little piece of saltfish, where then you would cook up with some susumba. That's all you have.
Yes.
Callaloo. Now your dumpling is married into a good partnership, and it's ready for you to go eating. And what you're going to have with that for breakfast? Some chocolate tea? Yes.
I am sorry, I am very sorry. but I am hungry now.
Yes. When we talk about food,
I'm hungry now,
it is,
man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
see, I am for the idea of doing these things live in person, where we are standing right beside the chef. So at
Oh
least
yeah,
when the
yeah,
chef finish, we can taste.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah.
But we
But
get
we can,
into that. We get into that. We get into that. Because that will come definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Because COVID is not allowing us to do some of these things now, but
yeah,
that will come and in the very near future. I have some ideas about what we need to do. Because cooking, food is a major thing. And
it is,
cook more and more people want to learn to cook all these nice dishes.
yeah,
In fact, when I was in Toronto, there was some Chinese and Japanese people. What they used to do, they go around. You can hire them to come and teach to cook in your house,
yeah,
and they come and them cook a meal or two, and you there helping them and watching them and whatever.
yeah.
So people want to learn to cook because people love Jamaican food, and
It
people
is.
love
It's
to
a
be able
must.
to make all different kind of Caribbean food. People want to learn to cook it
Yeah,
because we as Caribbean people have gone to North America. I mean, I can speak specifically of Canada, and I know they went to England, but much earlier time. And after after you have a few of these people, them come to your house on a Friday evening and drinking some fish tea soup or eating something that you're eating. Over the time when I was there, the supermarket shelves changed completely.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
full shelves now in all the major supermarkets of Caribbean foods
Of course, of
because
course.
everybody wants to eat that because them say, boy, we never know this could I eat, we never know that could I eat. In fact, when I went to Canada, oxtail was selling for 49 cents a pound. And when I left, you literally couldn't buy it. It's something like $5, $6 a pound.
A demand.
Because when we went there, them never eat it. They never know what it is.
Right.
Let me tell you a story. We used to in Toronto, way up north is where they have the slaughterhouses. And we usually go up, Jamaican people usually go up there and go to the slaughterhouse and ask for cow foots and cow tongue and what cow head.
Mm-hmm.
And the man say, okay, go around the corner there, so and take all you want.
Right.
So they used to do that and bring it back down and give it away to them friends.
Yeah.
And then them start selling it for $1. Can you imagine one cow foot for $1?
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I remember the first time I went to a delicacies when I just arrived, little after I arrived, and I say, can I have 2 pounds of chicken foot, please? And the man say, huh?
Yeah.
People look at it like you're crazy.
Chicken foot. And then him come to him sense and say, oh, you want chicken foot? Okay, one moment. And the man go through the door and go on the back, And he spend a little time. When him come back, it's a huge bag of chicken for the man bring come give me,
Yes. Yeah.
No charge.
Yes. I want to get rid of it.
It show them through it way.
Yeah.
But I bet you can go over there now and you can't get anything like that without some serious cash.
Multiracial.
Yeah, man,
People.
everybody learning what the Caribbean people eat and them, and the overriding thing is that them find it so nice. That's why everybody wants to eat it.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, man.
Of course. Yes, but this morning was a fried dumpling.
Yeah,
with the
man.
next.
And we were very, very, very happy that you put this out. In fact, it's a beautiful thing to start with because
Yeah,
people usually use that start the day and give, and just the sight of it and then the taste give them
yes,
so much joy. Them just after work and working like the Energizer Bunny, you know.
of course.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
I'm pretty sure all of us can make a better fried dumpling now.
yes, yes.
We thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, no, no. You see, the tips are important. You know, the tip why it is important to follow the tips I give. It's not just doing it. It's a matter of going through the nuances, the little tricks to make sure.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but when you understand what is happening in the process, then you'll be able to do it much better because it's a
and
matter of understanding how the
and
process
that,
works.
and also this is how commend a chef at a restaurant. When you go and you say, "Oh yes, this is good. This is it. I'll come
Yeah,
back
oh
here."
yes.
So, Mr.
Oh yeah.
Sinclair,
Oh yeah.
Mr. Sinclair,
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
chef, when is Johnny Cake at your at Tapioca? What
No
day of
man,
the week?
On demand.
on demand, on
Okay,
demand,
okay.
man.
Because
You
Johnny
sure I
Cake
know that, Franco?
the next time I'm there, I'm not gonna drive past, like what I did the last time. I'm gonna make sure I pull in.
one good accompaniment to your Johnny cake is your hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man. Made straight from the cocoa trees right here. We do everything right here. And
Yes.
yeah, the real hot chocolate.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Johnny Cake with chicken. Where you say chicken curry chicken in the morning. No, that's another breakfast treat.
Curry,
Franco,
curry.
I would even recommend that. Franco,
Yeah.
I would recommend the Johnny cake with the cook up saltfish.
Oh yeah, everybody. That's a famous. But
Yeah.
you see, when you have that Johnny cake and you dip that dumpling in the gravy, the curry gravy or whatever gravy, I will you talk, say, man. Especially when you bust it open and eat the soft piece. you're not gonna get that enjoyment out of the saltfish like how you get it out of the
That's
chicken.
what you think.
I'm telling
No,
you.
man.
I'm telling you.
I get to the saltfish, man.
I'm telling you.
Because the starfish come with peppers and tomatoes and onions and whatever.
Yeah, but a man love him side gravy. When me tell you the man come in and ask him dumpling and gravy, can't beat that. Can't beat that. So Mr. Sinclair, Chef Sinclair, I have to say, because you're the executive chef. You make sure things run the way it's supposed to run. I love it.
Man. It's all about having the customer, the client enjoy what you're putting out. And that's the key.
True.
And as I said the last time, wow. You must give them wow.
Yes, I love the wow part. Yeah. I love the wow part of it.
Yeah, man. That's the only way we can roll. Yeah, man. The only way.
Yeah. So all the best.
Yes, all the best, Mr. Sinclair. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, man. You have a good day.
You too.
And give our blessings, our love to the rest of the member staff over there.
Yes, my team. Yes, I tell them. Thank you.
Right.
And of course, your dear wife. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, favor.
All right.
Yeah,
yes.
Man. Good.
Flavius, your mouth still watery.
I I don't know what I'm going to do with you people because now I am so hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I am so hungry and I don't have all my ingredients to go and do some dumplings. But I guess by tomorrow I have to remedy that. And I have to go and try out this new method, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not but new to me.
Yeah. Mm.
I knew all the points for the most part, but not the proper sequence. And the proper sequence make a lot of difference apparently. So folks, as you see it, Cook and Curry is off and running. Off and running. Next week, we're going to let you hear what is cooking up in Barbados.
Oh, that's what we're heading to. We're heading to Barbados.
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Selena Dobson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She has been on before, but that's initial starting of the cooking thing. But this is really going now, rebranded and branded and everything. And as you can see, people that we're gonna bring are people who know about cooking. We bring lay people also, like me throwing a comment here and there and other people. But a lot of us
throwing one of your yard special.
Yeah, one of those, yeah man, because those are, in fact, I think I want to do a whole series on yard cooking in the Caribbean because that's a major thing in the Caribbean. In fact, I was in Cuba one time when they had this cookout day. I don't know what they call it. I must find out from Zoas or what they call it. But it's a day where everybody cook on the sidewalk. Or in the yard.
Sidewalk cooking.
Yeah, on wood fire. Everywhere. That's all is happening for that day. All kind of pots and pans, you see, on the sidewalk, in the yard, them. Nobody in the house, no cooking in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it came about, and I forget the story on that. And I can't remember exactly what they call it. They have a name for it. It's like a holiday they celebrate. Everybody steam and cook.
You remember I was telling you that in Jamaica the things shift now when you go on the road to get food. We have some rare places where you can stop and get some nice food, but I think the fundamental part of it is to find the people them on the ground in the community, like in the village, the village cooking. That is the ideal, because I see tourists, and I'm talking about tourists who are adventurous. They don't eat at the restaurants them in Jamaica, the food places them on the north coast. Them go into the city or into the village, in the community, and that's where them eat. Because they must know a friend who know another friend who them can get some food, you know.
Yeah.
So this type of cooking that you mentioned, I the real eat that. You know, you get a good eat.
When nigger started to, as I call it, boss, that is what used to happen. You know. People usually come out of them house and stay outside and rent out them house to the guests, and them stay outside and cook up some rotted food, some ackee. We're looking at a yard, you know, some big pot of ackee cook, roast breadfruit. I mean, even up Enfield, when we used to roast breadfruit, when we had an outside kitchen roasting breadfruit, it's our 2 dozen at one time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So big the fire was. And just 2 dozen breadfruit just turn out. Don't take it a long time because the fire them wicked and people just there turning them, and them done.
Mm-hmm.
Next, and this is not any special event. This is how people just normally cook. You know, run your boat, as them say. When you're small, you run boat and you make what we usually call cartwheel, some dumpling that big like a plate. Yeah, man. Because one thing I know Jamaican and Caribbean people love is flour. Especially young people.
Flour always.
Yeah, man.
If you not make no dumpling for the boat, it not come off.
No, if you have flour, man, you might.
If you have some dumpling, I make.
Yeah, man. Mm. Yep. So we're going to. We'll
find some homemade chef as well who know what them doing and can come and drop
lots of them are out there, man. Lots of them out there. Lots of them out there.
They're 2 bits as well.
Oh yeah, lots of them out there, man. Lots of them out there. Into the restaurant thing, but when they cook at home, cook them family. Remember that we used to do some one day cooking too.
We?
Yeah.
You remember the one day cooking we had over by Beaumont?
Yeah. Yeah.
With the whole heap of fried fish.
Oh yes.
And stewed chicken, oxtail. The rest of guys them, they never want to eat too much of the fish. Everybody want to eat the chicken and oxtail.
Mm.
Yeah. It was me, you, and Dewey. Well, who never said Dewey? Put Dewey aside, because Dewey had about 2 or 3 fishes.
Yeah.
He had about 2 or 3 fish. So it's me and you basically finish the base now fish.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man, them days there. I tell you. Well, you know, I'd have some friends who used to run some serious boat at night time, you know. And there was this guy in particular. He used to run a little tuck shop every Friday night.
Okay.
So Fame Tuck Shop used to, you know, the same fried dumpling, but it wouldn't only said come out like we call the Johnny cake, you know, just fry him dumpling and himself fried dumpling. You can get fried dumpling with egg, fried dumpling with fried chicken. That's how him used to drop it. But he was a chicken specialist on Friday night. Every man go to suffer them fried chicken. And then we have fried dumpling. If you don't want a dumpling, you can get bread or whatever. But him used to, you know, like sometime weekdays, him used to put on some liquor, you know, some nice liquor boat. Now, may I tell you, man, when him done, you know, every man pan the corner eat.
Yeah.
You have to get your liquor plate and eat, because you might put in $1 or $2, you know, whatever you put in, that's you don't really get your money's worth, but you get a good eat, you know.
Man. Yeah, man. Sometimes you get more than money's worth.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Let me just acknowledge those who are inside the chat room. Want to big up Empress this morning, who's in the chat room with us. And also for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast with Flavius and Franco. All right, Flavius.
Yeah.
Dirty mouths and face suffering from lyrical drought. Deodorant is talking about this song and watch this song. Hey, so give it a beat. Come for clean up the corner. Skank on your feet, ready for purge out the yard. Lord God, beat. Come for clean up the corner. Skank on your feet, ready for purge out the yard. Culture saver and Lord, we set the highest standard. Yeah. You're getting a treat on it, so sweet, you know what for yanks and who want it. Different crew I go to, I go meet. Specializing wise up, rise up. Open all your eyes, not gon' keep them booger yanker in the street. Some mother, father, daughter, son, no better pack up and come. Play culture lyrics we are fling down. Leg your foot them on the floor, we won't refuse to give you more. Long time we don't hear this, I'm sure. Comfy and chain, no mind with double form kind. Culture I want gruesome, fine. This time, so give it a beat. Come to clean up the corner. Stamp on your feet, ready for purge of the yard. Lord, God of the God, beat. Come to clean up the corner. Stamp on your feet, ready for purge of the yard. Culture saver and Lord, we set the highest standard. You know, hear them sit down, that's all of business that they gonna to the dogs. Cats and rats and horn. Mickey Mouse and dirty stuff come out them a chop enough. What serious it those empire must fall. This rock on which your DJ sing and rap was not contained by sniffing coke and smoking crack. If your brain a lot, strike go dig up some facts. Hold the veteran and for further put this music on the map. So give it a beat, come to clean up the town. Stamp on your feet, ready for bird of the yard. Lord God, beat, come to clean up the corner. Stamp on your feet, ready for birds of the yard. Culture saver and Lord, we set the highest standard. Yeah, we ready for take it on, ready for take it high. And no matter how them try, this music not gonna die. Steady we rock the world, the beat we have a pearl. Inspiration, give inspiration with no day for exploration. This music on vibration got the healing of the nation. They got the stepping wheel of the spear, they haul the foundation. So now they might keep cry out expansion for the program. Give it a beat, if it clean up the corner. Stamp on your feet, ready for purge of the yard. Lord, God of the God, beat, if it clean up the corner.
Yes, Flavius. You don't hear this, so you don't hear about fried dumpling and red herring.
Red herring is not far from the saltfish, you know.
I know. I used to love it, I used to love it as a kid.
I know I love it, but I not seen it as regular as I used to. I don't think it's as popular now.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it still available?
As far as I know, but the problem is, in fact, when I go back to Natalie again ask the question because
I bet it's expensive. If it's rare, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, but it can be more expensive than because saltfish is very expensive, you know, and people still buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Saltfish is more expensive than chicken and all that. It's about $600 or $600+ a pound for saltfish in Jamaica.
Hey, Courtney, that's easy, Courtney, man. Red herring, I never even remember it because it's something I haven't seen or heard about for years.
All you do with red herring, you just pick it up like you pick up the saltfish, and you have your onion and your pepper and your tomato and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. Because see, you kind of when you fire up that, you kind of get a little gravy, not the same gravy as a curry chicken gravy, but you still get a little gravy that is very nice. So you can actually dip your dumplings.
It's a oil gravy, man. Oil gravy.
It's the oil base. It is oil base. Definitely oil base. There's no question about that. But it do have to be a lot of oil. but the taste.
You know, it cooked
And
the
that,
same way. You cook it the same way like the saltfish.
yeah, and that's the thing with the red herring now. The red herring taste, but it have a taste of its own. It's really, really nice. And you can sit down and just eat a lot of it one time because it is that nice.
Mm-hmm.
It grab you. But it's not something that you don't walk on the street and hear somebody talking about. Like in the old days, red herring was every day people eat red herring. But I don't know. In fact, you never go to the shop out there so I can find out if them sell red herring. But I don't hear, I've never been to a shop recent time that anybody come in and ask. So I have a find what really happening there.
It's a rare commodity. I know it's very rare. I mean, if Courtney never mentioned it, I totally forget about it.
Me too.
So can see this man deep in him cooking, you know.
In him food, yeah man.
Deep.
No wrong with them food, man.
Hey, but you know back then, red herring and chicken back, and even the saltfish, those were some type of food type where most people, we love it. But you have some people them don't really want to eat it as such unless, you know, somebody really prepare it. Them won't even go out of them way if you put it on. Because I remember chicken back in the days and chicken neck. But some people don't want chicken back unless you prepare it in a way where them never eat it before. It's true chicken neck and all them thing that, you know.
No man, I wasn't and still not into the chicken back thing.
No man, I love my chicken back. I mean, that man love the bone, you know.
Yeah, chicken neck and chicken foot. Oh boy. Me love the gumminess in them. Love that a lot.
We have a friend who used to escovitch chicken back, you know.
Yeah.
Damn, man, the easiest thing for fry, and then you just cut up your onion. And you know, him used to dice, cut up him carrot with it to do it like him I do escovitch fish, you know. I may tell you that nice. You lick your finger when you do the escovitch chicken back.
When we make a joke about chicken back now, chicken back reached a stage in Jamaica where it's no longer just chicken back. If you go to the shop or show market and ask for chicken back, you get bare chicken back. That is mostly bone. But if you ask for pretty back now, little more of the meat is cut off onto it.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That one sells a little dearer.
What you call it? What them call it now?
Pretty back. Pretty back.
Oh.
Pretty back.
The same chicken foot and chicken back. There used to be a meat mart. Used to be on Axo Street back in the days.
Okay.
I remember what them used to call it, but them used to have a cold storage place where store the meat and all them thing there. And let me tell you, man, when you go there on a Saturday, you know, because all the country people them on Axo Street at the bottom, Spanish Town Road, you know, a market day. When you go there on a Saturday, it pack. People from all over West Kingston and East come there. So if once them in at the Coronation Market region, they come there so and they purchase the meat. And so you could go there on a Saturday evening and you get all the chicken foot and chicken back you want. Chicken neck. You understand me? Because them guys they did have, you remember the machine that they had where cut up meat?
Yeah.
Yes, them used to love see them cut the oxtail, man, when you see them slice up the oxtail. And that's how them used to cut off the chicken back, you know. Whoop, whoop. And just throw it one side back there so foot there so. Yeah man, you go there and you buy that, man. You can buy all 5 pound of chicken foot and chicken back. Cheapest meat that you get for the day, you know.
Yeah man.
Okay, you know every other meat like your oxtail and your beef and everything else are expensive meat that you buy.
Yeah.
Them days, the boy, them gone.
Oh
Them
yeah.
gone, them gone. Will never come forward.
Yeah.
But when you're cooking those meals, making those meals, you can make it be memorable. Take you back into the days, or you used to
Yeah.
run your boat and all them thing there. You add in other little stuff into your pot to stretch it so that
Yeah.
everybody can get some food to eat. That's how we used to do it.
Yep.
Chicken back and kalalo. That's how we used to do it, chicken back kalalo. And then we have a can of butter bean on the side. Who want butter bean can eat some butter bean. Man.
And that sound like some boiled banana.
Some wicked food them days, them man. And we
Yeah.
call them the poor people food.
Apple yam. Yeah, man.
Poor people food. Anyway, Flavius.
They are keeping us today, I can tell you that.
Yep. We come to another day, another ending one. 1:15 and still moving.
Still going.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, you wanna drop your one minute?
Okay. We're gonna be continuing with cook and curry, and hopefully you will see something that you like or you probably want to learn to make. You want to experiment. Most of these things you probably know to make already anyway, or you probably eat on a daily basis. But we hope to bring you foods from across the Caribbean at least once per week. On the other front, COVID has still stole the spotlight. I don't think any other thing has ever controlled the airwaves for so long. It has been here now how many months? Almost a year. And it still have the spotlight on every newscast, every program. It's still front and center. And that being said, what's also front and center? Wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay far from everybody. So, rivalry, COVID on the headlines is how you is what you call COVID protocols. So everybody must know them by now. They don't leave your house or anywhere going in any kind of gathering without your mask. And when you go out and come back, you don't just come in and walk really out and hug up everybody. You get yourself sterilized first by taking off your clothes and putting them someplace, preferably in the wash or things to be washed. And then you get yourself washed properly. And then you put on your clean clothes and then you say, okay, I am fit to join everybody else in the house. Anything that might have come my way on the road, I have washed it off with soap and water. The best thing to clean anything, soap and water. And don't just say, I wash off my hand. Wash off your whole body. You don't know where these things are. And things that you bring home, do the same thing. Wash them before you use them. Keep them outside until you're ready to wash them, and you wash them and dry them, and they also can be put in your sterile area, which is your home. Very important. And we always leave it with respect and discipline. Respect for everybody, including yourself, and discipline enough to keep the respect going. So over to you, Franco.
Yes, you said it all. You know, I want people also to remember that the washing of the hands. I notice them not mentioning it again during them commercial, but wash your hands with all of those things that you know we can cut the virus, and be careful of some of those what them calling hand sanitizer that you buy, because some of them are flammable. So look at the bottle good, make sure say it not having the ingredients that if you are a smoker, you light your cigarette or whatever, boom, you burn up yourself, because a couple people have done it, and you know.
Yes.
So check those ingredients on the bottle. All right. And we want to thank all those in the chat room this morning. Empress Toilette, you know yourself, Empress Courtney. And we want to thank the executive chef over there at Tapioca, Chef Errol Sinclair, CEO as well. And we're going to be giving you some more information on Tapioca, you know, so that when all of this is over, you can go there, spend a week. It's a nice retreat village, you know. River is there as well. You can do hiking. Everything is there when you think about
Rafting and
yeah.
water. Rafting and water.
You name it, it is there. And build up your immune system. Eat and drink whatever you know that is healthy for your body, so you can have, you know, a stronger immune system. And as always, take care of yourself, your loved one. Always remember, prayer do changes things. Prayer changes things, regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray. Continue to pray. So this is Franco.
And this is Flavius.
Wishing you a pleasant morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you're in right now. Enjoy. Tafina to take us out.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Shorty I clean where I ease. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist. With this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you?
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I feel get out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Shorty, I a clean pair of heels. I said, yeah. Been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, to all you move, you off me, wait till the call.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Take away myself.
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.